Welcome to the Bucks Football Report as we enter Week 10 of the 2015 season. I'm Joey Malazzi, and joining me today is Coach Glenn and Matthew Ray. The Bucks improved their record to 7-1 by shutting out the Monarch Knights 34-0 last Friday. The win sets up a huge matchup against Piper for the district championship this week, as the Bengals will come into Butler Stadium with an 8-0 record. So, Coach, despite the win, we noticed that some of your team was coming off the field as if they have lost a game. Is it safe to assume that you were not happy with the overall performance or your team, or what do you think was going on there?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, we have a certain level of expectation within our program, and when we don't match that, regardless of what the score, on the outside looking in, it may look wonderful or peaches and cream, but we have a very high standard, and we felt like in the first half we didn't live up to that and play up to our ability. So, I mean, we're never going to get satisfied. We would, just like we tell everybody, a lot of people can say you're this good. That doesn't really mean a lot to us. They can say you suck. That doesn't mean a lot to us. It's what we as a family, just those 60 kids, those 16, 17 coaches, and we have that standard. We want to make sure we live up to it. So our biggest fight, week in and week out, is against ourselves.
All right, I like that. And what have you and your staff been doing this week to really get your team on track and really focus in on this matchup against Piper?
We actually had an excellent week of practice thus far. I mean, the kids, they know if the championship is on the line. Like we like to say, the trophy will be in the building on Friday, and it makes no sense for that trophy to have to travel where it can stay here. So we've had a great week of practice, and our kids are highly motivated. Now we're starting to smell it, and we have bigger goals, and we need to set. This is the first goal of our season. So we want to make sure we accomplish that.
All right. Now let's see if we can. The win over Monarch did secure a playoff spot for the Bucks. So, Coach, please take us through the highlights of your eighth win of the season with Bucks.
No problem. First, our defense played great the entire night. We got James Pierre, who's a recent University of North Carolina commit, coming up with a huge interception. Like I said, defensively, we were very solid the whole game. Here's another one, a quarterback keeper, and we float to the ball, get Cortez Grace with a beautiful strip and recovery by Emmett Burton. Right now, turnover, we're plus, I think, 23-24 in turnover margin this year, so that's great for us. Jevon Glenn, he's a small guy, but he runs with a huge heart. He's emerging as our go-to guy in the backfield. Got Malik Clement, one of our backups, got in and played a very good game this Friday night. So we want to be able to create depth, because depth is what wins championships. So that's a great thing to see these guys coming in and making plays. There's another one of Jerry Judy where he splits the seam and does what Jerry Judy does. He's leading the team now with 8 TD receptions, proving why he's one of the top receivers in the country. Another big play here in the backfield by sophomore Vicendo Lewis. Like I said, our defense was stout the entire game. Another one, Malik Clemens gets another big catch here. I think that was on the 4th down play. So it's good to see him come in and step up and make some plays for us. There's Giovanni again. Like I said, the first guy never brings Gigi down. Mm-hmm. He runs with an attitude.
Really reminds me of Marshawn Lynch. Not huge on size, but he's still able to punch it to the line.
Definitely. Here's another interception by Simeon Brown, and he takes this one to the house. This was big. Like I said, our defense is, I think we're averaging 2 interceptions a game. So that's great. Our secondary is one of the tops in the state, if not the country. Another one, we have Kobe Ferris. Like I said, week in and week out, he's getting closer and closer back to his 2014 shape, after coming off a foot injury. So he's bouncing back. Had a great time for us. Senior right there, Gervin, that big catch. I wish he could have got down a little bit. He got a little rolled up, twisted his knee up a little bit. He was a little injured out there, but he's able to shake it off. Some kids. Another one, Ted, like I said, the dual threat option that he provides keeps the defense honest. Like you can't just play, back in the coverage. Yeah, you can't put too many in boxes.
Just try for the pass. It reminds me a lot of Michael Vick, young Michael Vick when he was
that's why he wears 7. I think that's his favorite quarterback. There's my man here next to Matthew Ray doing a great job of sitting on the route and just reading the coverage. Like I said, we've been opportunistic, defensively all year. Like I said, we have 17 interceptions, which is great in 8 games.
Yeah.
And we had another couple that counted as knockdown or deflection that could have been interception. So our secondary has played huge, and our guys up front have been applying pressure, which allows those guys to play even better back there.
All right, well, there you go. Well, just looking at the stats here for the past couple games we've had, 2 big matchups we had against Monarch and Taravella. As we know, Piper has also played them. Of course, as we just heard that we shut out Monarch 34-0. But Piper only beat the Knights by 6 points, and Taravella, as we played them, we shut them out once again 44-0. And while the Bengals only won by a field goal over the Trojans. Now, Matthew, do you think that will take effect into play? We come out with a swagger or sort of an attitude towards Piper?
Well, yes, most definitely. We just gonna come out and play buck football as we do week in and week out.
I like that. Real smash mouth football. I like this. I like what you're doing with the program here. And Coach, do you think any of these comparisons really will take effect with your mindset as a coach, or your playing, or your play type, more to say, for the game coming up?
Oh, no, not for us. I mean, we go in, week out with the same mindset. Like Matt said, we want to play Bucs football. I'm quite sure it'll change their mindset, because I know their coach probably has them believing in themselves, and rightfully so. They're 8-0. So, I mean, I've noticed on social media, you know, you can't win the game, though, on social media. You got to come up and, like we said, you got to face the Bucs.
Let's be honest, no football game was won by a Twitter feud.
That's right.
Now, the Piper offense is led by junior quarterback Rashawn Frazier. Did I say that right? Yeah. His primary passing target has been senior wide receiver Jevon Medina. The primary running back is another senior, Holton Watson. What do you think the defense must do to stop these huge threats within the backfield and the running game?
Well, primarily, I mean, just watching their game film, they want to come out, they want to try to get the ball to Medina. That's number 5, and they run that spread option attack. You know, they haven't had an explosive game yet offensively where they'll break out, but like you said, if you give up or don't play discipline, they have the kids that can, expose that weakness. So we just want to come out and play solid. I mean, we play a brand of football where we're pretty smothering, so we don't give a quarterback a lot of time, and that's what we want to play, and it doesn't matter. It's no secret. I mean, you can watch our film and you see we get after it. And then we're going to, be fast, physical, and we're going to arrive with an attitude. So that's going to be the same this week. So whether it's the quarterback, Medina, the running back, we're going to introduce ourselves to them repeatedly with a very aggressive style.
All right. Now, Matthew, being a senior on the defense, I do think that you would be more of a leadership role towards younger players. Is there any sort of attitude you take to this game, especially for the seniors that are leading the offense? Do you really try to focus in on them? Do you try to get the underclassmen to really watch the game as it happens? What do you want to do really as a senior to really focus on winning this match?
Oh, well, for the seniors, it's our last home game, and we're going to come in, we're going to play our brand of football. And, the defense, we're going to play real aggressive, tell the young boys, like, we're trying to get them in the game. Like, starters do what we got to do so the backups can get in and get a chance to shine as well.
Coach Glenn, one more question. As you said before, as you came the head coach earlier this year, you winning the district championship is a goal, but it's one of your team's primary goals. But what do you think? Are you just going to take this championship and just walk away with it, or do you think you want to keep pushing for more, use this momentum against Piper to really push yourself through the playoffs?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, it's one of our goals, but it's not our only goal. We have a checklist of things that we want to do and accomplish this year. I mean, district championship, first and foremost, that trophy has lived here in Deerfield Beach for quite some time. We let it get away last year, so we want to reestablish that first and foremost. But we have enough talent on our team, and we have a brotherhood and a chemistry where sky's the limit. So we want to make sure we keep building and building, because we're getting close to those days where it's going to be one and done football. So we want to make sure we're limiting our mistakes, our mental mistakes. We want to make sure our preparation stays high and diligent. So those things, we want to treat this game as a playoff football game, even though it's not. We want to make sure we treat it as such mentally, because we don't want to wait until the first round of the playoffs to develop a playoff mentality. That's a recipe for a disaster. So I mean, our kids are focused. We're ready. So there will be no letdown or anything of the sort. We'll be ready. We're ready to go.
All right, good to hear. Coach Glenn, Matthew Ray, thank you for joining us to hear. Best of luck with the game coming up. And we know you'll play smash mouth ball, and either way, win or loss, you'll be loved here no matter what. And thanks to all you who have joined us today. Don't forget that you can watch the Bucs football games on thecube.com. Simply go to the search bar on the website, type Deerfield Beach, and there you go. Better yet, why don't you come out to the stadium this Friday night at 7 o'clock? We hope to see you there.